sinners, and saints. Dust off those horns and halos. It's time for Alan After Dark.
Oh, Jesus Christ, sinners and saints. Is it happy hour yet? God damn, I need a drink. Part of the reason why I want to have a drink is because Tennessee has done it again, targeting a gay person for their fucking bigoted, hostile, Bible-beaten bitchery. I don't know if any of you have heard about this case, but it involves a high school senior at a Christian school down in good old Cleveland, Tennessee, out on the east side of the state. Her name is Morgan Armstrong. She was a prominent member of the girls' basketball team at the Tennessee Christian Preparatory School. She came out as gay on her social media, and the next day at school, she was basically presented with a suspension letter saying that she had posted on social media platforms like Instagram disparaging remarks reflecting the school and the people at the school. She has filed a lawsuit to defend herself and get her diploma. Apparently, the school finally did back down and say that she could have her diploma, but she was not allowed to graduate with her classmates. Representatives of the school are trying to say that she signed basically an agreement that by attending that school, you could not disparage the school or anybody at the school on social media.
Wait, what?
It just seems like the craziest thing, doesn't it? That they can prohibit you from saying things about herself, that she did not disparage the school. She was being attacked online, and she did regard, I'm sure I would have called them motherfuckers too, but the people that were bashing her, it just seems like they went out of their way once again to punish a student for just being who she is. I mean, think about that just for a second. She was just defending herself against people who were responding to her coming out on Instagram. She wasn't referring to the school or people that were teachers there or the administration at all. But isn't it something how they took it as if she was bashing them? Or actually, they were using that as an excuse to justify not allowing her to graduate and trying to hold her diploma. But what do you expect from religion, right? It's like, what was that woman in Kentucky that refused to grant gay couples a marriage license? What was her name? What is her name? Fuck, it'll come to me here in a minute. God damn it. Kim Davis. She was elected in that county as the county clerk, and she refused to issue marriage licenses, which was part of her job as county clerk. But she said she had a religious right. Her beliefs prevented that. Well, that's fucking bullshit, because your job and the law usurps your belief in that kind of situation. If that's the case, anybody could go into any business and get a job and then say, oh, my religious beliefs require me to sit here and pray for 7.5 hours a day. So I'll just sit here and act like I'm praying and not do anything else. I mean, it's bullshit. Somehow she thought she had the authority over the actual law to impose her religious beliefs.
Bitch.
I guess some of you would be saying, well, why did this girl go to this school? And I would say, why does it matter? She went to a school, whether it's private or public or whatever else. She went to the school. She was able to cover the tuition, and she should be able to express who she is. But they would rather her lie than be truthful about who she is. And that is so typical and cliched of the Bible Belt and religion. I mean, seriously, it's like, just because I don't say out loud that I'm gay doesn't make me any less gay, bitches. Seriously, honestly, where the fuck did they get this idea that if they don't know about it, that somehow it might not be a sin? It just seems like the stupidest thing, doesn't it? They encourage you to lie, which I think pretty much is a sin, right? Over being truthful and honest with yourself and with people around you. That's really fucked up, isn't it? But anyway, I hope she wins her lawsuit. I hope she buries that school and they have to suck it up and apologize and kiss her ass, even though you might not want that. Ooh. There's so many pedophiles that work in Christian schools and in churches. My God and baby Jesus help us. Oh, Lord. Boy, that's a scattered bunch of talk, isn't it? Well, I'm just pissed off, and I can't wait for happy hour. The way I just said that, boy, I just sashayed Shantae, didn't I?
Yes.
I am going to have to do some shaving tonight, trimming the arm hair and some of the chest hair and some hair in the pubic area. I'll do my sumo wrestler position to get under the balls and all that. And I know I can hear you all right now throwing up all over the planet. But damn it, I intend to have fun tonight. I really want to have a blast. Whether anybody else does or not, I'm going to. And that's the way it should be, don't you think?
Yes.
It really is a bother when people act like they're too cool to have a sense of humor or to laugh or to have fun. You just sit there, well, like my mom would say, you sit there like a bump on a log, and I guess hoping that makes you appear to be cool and people will pay attention to you because of that. No, I can't deny it. I can turn on that switch and sit there and look like some kind of ornery, hateful, macho bastard. It's not really the right word I was looking for, but this is a podcast. We only have so much time, so I've got to get the words in. Oh, shit. Oh, Lord. Maybe I should do a shot.
Do it. Just do it.
Okay, hang on.
Yes, just do it.
Oh, God. Yeah, that didn't help. Oh, fuck. And so I hope you're all having a good night, a good day, a good week, a good everything. I hope you're going out to party with your friends, or maybe you're going to get some good sex with your boyfriend, your girlfriend, your throuple, your basketball team, football team, baseball team, whoever you're getting plowed by or plowing. Go for it. Holla. It's the fucking weekend, bitches. I bet Morgan Armstrong is getting a little from her girlfriend, don't you think? I would be doing it just for spite, but that's how I roll. I probably would pull the car up into that parking lot of that Christian school and do the Mambo number 5 in the back seat with some hot guy just to see what they would do. I bet they've got more security cameras around that school than most prisons do, don't you think? I guess you all might be disappointed in me for having such a low opinion of religion, but most of you, I think, you would be applauding me and clapping your approvals because we all in the queer community especially have been treated with great hostility from religion. I would say over 90% of us have. And when you scrape off all the bullshit and see that religion is nothing but mind control, brainwashing, and lies, you can really just kind of brush it aside and really understand that they use it as a weapon and they try to convince themselves that they believe in something when they really don't. All I can say on that is, fuck it. So you might be asking, why am I shaving, especially my arms? Well, I have runaway hair growth on my arms and I hate how it looks. The hair grows over my tattoos, and I hate that too. So I've got to trim that off to make my tattoos look more prominent. It's just that simple. It's nothing major, and we had the shaving the balls talk, goddamn, over a year ago, probably? I would think so. And Jesus, I am swearing a lot, aren't I? I guess I'm just in that kind of bitter-ass mood. I really am. I think it's ironic that I'm shaving my own hair, but I love hairy men. I love looking at hairy men. I have had challenges during sex with hairy men. You have to take a break every few seconds to pull the hairs off your tongue. Oh, we've all been there though, haven't we? Yeah. One time, my boyfriend was lying on the floor in my living room, and I mistook him for a bearskin rug. That's how hairy he was. Everywhere. I mean, he grew hair in places that I didn't think hair was supposed to ever grow. I swear I thought he had hair on his thumbs. The fingerprint side, not the back side, the front. I mean, seriously. I'm like, what the hell? So I don't know what's in his genetic makeup, but Jesus Christ, it's something. You You all would do a Sasquatch, wouldn't you? I'd just be interested in seeing how big his dick is myself. Okay, that was the after effects of that shot right there. You all are grown up. You're adults. You can deal with some nasty ass talking, can't you? I think you can. You know what I would really like to happen tonight? I would love for one of the bartenders at the place I used to go. I believe I used to refer to it as the EB. Oh, and let's call him Mike. I swear to God, it would be the best thing in my day if he was to come walking into the club tonight at happy hour by himself, not with a girlfriend. I would disappear with him in the men's room in 5 seconds. That big old schlong of a dick. Oh, Jesus Christ. The one I'm referring to is the one that he had a girlfriend that would sit at the end of the bar during his shifts. And every time he would go to the men's room, I would go in there too. And we would fool around. And but here's the thing, though. How did that get started? Well, I'll tell you. If you don't go back to the original and listen to it, I'll just tell you right now. I was just in the men's room one night, great night, and I was taking a leak. I was at one of the urinals and got finished and went over to the sink to wash my hands. And he comes in. He goes into the stall, which most bartenders would. They kind of don't want to be making a show out at the urinals. I don't know why I did, but I just kind of looked back and I noticed that he did not close the stall door. It swung open a little bit, and when I turned to look, there he stood, stroking his big-ass dick. So I went in, and I just couldn't believe his dick was that big. But anyway, oh, God, that's got me all hot and bothered. It would be great just to have another chance to relive one of those nights. If one of the bartenders, particularly him, or a couple of the bouncers, any one of them, was to come in, I would just say, you want your dick sucked? We'll do it right now. Over and over again. God, I am really feeling slutty tonight.
Oh my God.
How about you all? You all want to go out and get some? I know you do. We are coming to the end of Pride Month, and I really want to go out with a bang. The pun is intended there. I want to keep going and just celebrate being a queer, being a homo, being a pole smoker, a bender. Lord, just because I savor that feeling of being rebellious, of being defiant. And I've told you all over and over again in previous episodes that being gay in the early 90s, there was that sense of rebellion that just being gay is forbidden, is taboo. I savor that. I savor being a bad boy, even though most people would call me a cranky old grandpa, probably. You fucking bitches. I see you. I know what you're getting at. Hails bells. Speaking of being treated like a grandpa, the other night at happy hour, one of my favorite people, who is also a bartender, he was off that night, and I could tell that he had already been partying a little while. And he comes over and he sits beside me, which is not unusual. I have always liked his company and I'm attracted to him. Let's call him Jeffrey. There were several friends there, but he was to my right, and I'm chatting with the person beside me, and all of a sudden I feel this pull on my arm. And I look down at my arm and I realize that Jeffrey is pulling on my elbow skin.
What are you talking about?
No, really, pulling on my elbow skin. What it made me think about is how all of us as we get older, we all get that. We get those funky, floppy elbow things going on. There's nothing really you can do about it. Honestly, it's just a part of age. But, it's almost like a waddle or something. like the part underneath your chin and your neck, like that Ronald Reagan turkey neck or whatever. I think all of us, we always notice what we feel is our worst characteristics, our worst features, and all that. We all seem to be able, or at least in our own minds, know what our worst features are, and we do everything we can to camouflage them, cover them up. But when you have a hot guy pulling on your elbow skin, you don't know whether to be turned on or embarrassed. I chose to be turned on, but still, what the hell? I wanted to be embarrassed for sitting on my balls at the bar. Well, I wasn't sitting on the bar, I was on the bar stool, but anyway, it hurt too much to be embarrassed. I swear to God, that was really painful. I climbed 3 octaves when I did it, as far as my voice. Believe it or not. I did. Oh, America. That was a lot less embarrassing than the time that I tripped over that squirrel. It bit me on the ankle. Thankfully, I didn't get rabies. Not that a squirrel carries rabies anyway, but we were both lucky we weren't killed. I'll just put it that way. Jesus. Come to think of it, was it a squirrel, or was I on some sort of LSD acid trip and I tripped over a cat? Maybe it was a cat. It was so long ago, maybe I'm actually wrong. I should just stick with sitting on my balls, shouldn't I? What else can I say besides, oh wow. But the bartender that was pulling on my elbow skin, yeah, I'd do him in a heartbeat. Ooh, yes, we were talking about my dinner order, and I was going a little wild, so I actually added tater tots to my order. And out of the blue, he says, would you like some seasoning on those tater tots? I could put some dry rub. And I was just like, you do dry rub on tater tots? And he was like, yeah, sure. We do them on tater tots, french fries, any of our sides. I was like, well, how about doing a special kind of dry rub over my tater tots? And for one moment, he really did flirt with me and tease me on that. But he's really good at that. He's like, you want my dry rub all over your tater tots? And I just replied, oh, you just gave me a little bit of a Woody just by saying that, bitch. But it's all fun and games. I love flirting with bartenders. It's not the same as it used to be in the heyday of the clubs and everything, but some nights there's just these little hints, these moments that feel like the good old days. When there were gays all around and everybody was flirting with everybody, and you would have a makeout session with somebody standing at the bar with half your friends staring at you, either embarrassed or envious, or maybe both. You know, I don't give a rat's ass about that. You want to make out and I want to make out with you, we'll do it right there in front of everybody. I've done it multiple times. So many times I can't even count. And it's always been fun. I've always found it interesting that so many gay men at least say that they don't like kissing. They will sometimes act like they don't like kissing. But is that really real? Is that really a thing? It's just some sort of additional component to their sexuality, perhaps? I've always found it fascinating. Like that time I had the 3-way with a married hetero couple. Well, when I say hetero, I mean male and female. He basically said to me, you can do anything to me, but we can't kiss. And I was like, what the hell? And apparently they view it as too intimate. Your tongue could be up his asshole, but kissing is more intimate. But I guess maybe there's something to that logic. I seem to recall most straight guys that I've blown in my life, most of them didn't want to kiss. Well, there was a couple that did. The hot bartender with the big schlong, he would kiss on occasion. I mean, usually you just went right for the dick and that was fine enough. But maybe there is something to that. I guess, is it because you're looking face to face at the person and maybe that's a more, I guess maybe the intimacy is considered like you're staring at each other and it's like you're looking into each other's souls or something? Wow, that was overly dramatic, wasn't it? But it really is hard to think that kissing could possibly be more intimate than somebody sticking their tongue up your ass. Funny that. Well, thank you for joining me for this wild and crazy drunken episode of Alan After Dark. I hope you've had fun. I hope you've gotten a heart on. Maybe your pussy got wet or something gross like that. Ugh. Oh my God. No offense to anybody, but that can be rough for us pole smokers. Anyway, just remember, take life by the balls and be real. We'll see you soon.
Ah.